Welcome in, folks, to Mountain America Community Iceplex. My name is Niall Cooper. I'm here with my partner, Brett Vaughn, and we are going to bring you some exciting ACHA Division I men's ice hockey tonight. Brett, this is the second night of a back-to-back series. Arizona State visiting UNLV, and last night, the game could not have gone any better for the Sun Devils.
Absolutely, from top to bottom, every line, every D pairing, goaltenders brought it that night as UNLV ranked number 3 coming in to this weekend in the nation, and Arizona State really summed it up and played and matched their intensity.
They played with a great intensity. UNLV, on the other hand, not their best game, and we have not seen them drop back-to-backs against an unranked opponent in a long time. What do you expect to see from the Rebels tonight?
UNLV played NCAA Division I level Lindenwood early in their season to start their campaign off. I'm going to expect to see that intensity tonight. UNLV does not want to lose to an unranked opponent twice in one weekend, and in order to preserve that top spot, they're going to absolutely bring it tonight.
Well, intensity is the name of the game tonight, folks. We are excited. Lineups are on the way, and puck drop just around the corner here on ACHA Hockey YouTube. I brought toe warmers tonight. Folks, as we get ready for puck drop here in Tempe, Arizona, time to take a quick look at the starting goaltenders for tonight. For Arizona State, getting the nod once again, number 31, Nathaniel Glenn, the freshman, with a spectacular performance last night for the Sun Devils between the pipes. At the other end of the ice for UNLV, it looks like number 1, Doug Wakeland, will be starting tonight for them. The transfer from UCO getting the nod for the Rebels. And we are underway here in Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils with the puck, dumping it in out of the gate. Arizona State, a great first period last night. UNLV looking to get things going on their own. A shot, and that puck goes all the way up into the roof, and we'll have a stoppage.
Couple changes for both lineups. One thing that caught my eye at the start of this game is number 44, Matias Dalmonte, in for UNLV. He is their captain, as well as one of those established seniors on their team, and he's still out there, the right-handed defenseman.
Sun Devils win that draw. Marchand, his clearance, unable to go. Robinson picks it up. They'll touch it over to Butler, back to Robinson. UNLV aggressive in the neutral zone right now. They force a turnover. In come the Rebels, a soft touch pass. Marchand, a good job to lead the forward away. And Arizona State pushing back the other way. Robinson with speed across the blue line. He'll shoot. Wakeland the save. Rebound from Butler. That skies into the corner. Robinson and Butler after it as Butler takes a hard ride. UNLV slowing things down as the Sun Devils go for a partial change. With speed, Kuntz sends it up to his winger. In the corner now is Brodziak. Brodziak has two Sun Devils converge, but he gets some help from Carollo. At the point, push towards the net. That takes a funny bounce. Glenn needs to be active. And a chance out of nothing there for the Rebels.
One thing that Arizona State did in last night's contest was, even though they got outshot almost 2-1 by UNLV, the chances that Arizona State was giving up to UNLV were all outside in the perimeter, and those aren't those grade A scoring opportunities that most teams want to cash in on, because it's easier to score from, because those shots were coming from outside the dots, outside the circles. It was making it easy for the goaltender Glenn to make those stops. We'll see if that continues tonight.
Kuntz will chip it in right off of Glenn. He'll settle it down. Wyatt Palmer, one of the veteran leaders on this back end. Blue line, one of the strengths this season for Arizona State. As Palmer on it once again, the assistant captain. A nice tight turn in the corner. He'll try to skate it out. Rebels giving chase. That pass a little hot in the handle. And the Rebels able to pickpocket it and come back the other way. Stretch pass will go down. No icing there. The linesman waved off. Glenn forced to cover. And we're seeing a lot more of the puck right now in front of Nathaniel Glenn through these first 2 minutes and change.
Absolutely a perfect start for UNLV. And head coach Anthony Vanieri-Greener is definitely pleased with these first 2 minutes of the period. Just no goals to show for it yet.
And the back linesman calling an infringement on UNLV. Bradley Glenn arguing his case. He'll step out. In comes Careman. He'll win it clean. Back to the point. Shot through traffic. Glenn waffle boards it away. Kennedy for the Sun Devils has a stick lifted. And UNLV right back on the puck. Nice little touch pass to himself from Kyle Quinn. And the Rebels chip it in. Glenn comes way out. Oh, and his stick breaks. He has to scramble back to the net. The Rebels trying to push it in front of the blue paint. A nice stick lift kept them from getting the puck. Evtimov. Benaldi on it now. Benaldi trying to navigate that broken stick as Evtimov gets a hard ride in the corner from two Rebels. Kennedy now a chance to make a play. Sun Devils still can't get it out of their own end. Evtimov, and that pass a little wayward as it looked like someone was going for a fresh stick off the bench.
Man, that's the first I've seen that. Usually the goaltender will get his stick dislodged from his grip, but I've never seen an actual goalie stick being broken during the run of play. First time for everything, right?
First time for everything, and right now Glenn, the goaltender for the Sun Devils, using the stick of one of the defensemen at the moment, as he will need a stoppage in play to get a fresh goaltender twig, and the Sun Devils maybe smartly elect for an icing.
And UNLV is having some real success on that forecheck, which is the main reason why they've been able to keep the puck down deep in Arizona State zone. They're sending at least two forwards in really hard on the puck carrier. That's not allowing Arizona State's defense to breathe a little bit, to look for a good breakout pass to get out of their own zone. And again, we have another offensive zone draw for UNLV.
King leaning in with a little fervor. The linesman tries to push him back. And a quick whistle as the referee steps in to give a quick little talking to Dominic Evtimov. Maybe a little too eager. They drop the puck again. Rebels win it at the point. Pumping. Electing not to shoot it is Nagra. He'll work it down low. The captain, Cade Olson, comes in. He has the puck. Cade Olson off the glass. A smart play just to get out of the zone. A Rebel falls down. Coming in behind the defense with some speed now for the Sun Devils. Number 14, Ryan Quast. Arizona State finally with the puck in the offensive zone. That shot from the point saved. Along the dasher. It's slowed down. Picked up by a Sun Devil stick. Sent back to Evtimov. He has to settle it down. A nice little dipsy doodle. He'll walk it in. Rip one. And a nice blocker save from Wakeland, as that was some of the first action he's seen in the last few minutes.
We saw last night how dangerous Dominic Evtimov's shot is. Usually for defensemen, their trademark is their slap shot with releasing those quick one-timers from the point. But for Evtimov, he possesses a really good wrist shot, almost like a 30, 40 goal scoring winger, as he unleashed a shot with the wrist and tested the goaltender Wakeland.
Offensive zone draw for Arizona State. Hayden Butler gives chase in the corner. He'll get it into the slot. One-timer and a big save from number 1 Wakeland. All alone in front was Robinson.
Great confident play by Wakeland to come out of his crease. As you see the replay, he comes out and challenges the shooter Robinson, really cutting down on that shooting angle for the Arizona State forward to try to capitalize on that chance.
Turnover in the middle of the ice. Sun Devils trying to keep it in, and they'll do just that. Arizona State goes to work down low. Butler swings it around. Gross back to the point. Olson keeps it alive. Olson goes D to D. Marchant, he'll rip one low. That one goes whistling just wide. Back up to Olson. He'll pump fake. Now through traffic, deflected into the corner. UNLV just trying to get it clear. They couldn't settle the puck. Still in their own end as the Sun Devils group all the way around. And Olson now will just send it right back in.
Well, the response by Arizona State, the last couple lines have been able to pin that puck in the offensive zone, allowing Arizona State to hopefully get a foothold in terms of momentum of the game.
Palmer gets down there like a shortstop to stop that puck. UNLV regroups. Dylan Ford sets up behind his own net. Ford up ahead now. Ran through the middle of the ice. UNLV still on it. Brodziak. He'll swing it down low all the way around the net. The referee raised his arm. A penalty coming here, and I believe it's to the Sun Devils.
And you can see the reaction of the Arizona State bench, especially the coaching staff, up in arms a little bit on that call. You could say it wasn't maybe the most blatant of hooking calls, but either way, Palmer got his stick parallel, and you're subjecting yourself, if that referee deems worthy of it, to be a hooking call.
A little bit of a chagrin from head coach Austin Klein. He's not too impressed with the call. Arizona State will go on the penalty kill. UNLV last night, both their goals coming on the power play. Both those goals coming from point shots. Gallant in the corner. Finaldi trying to separate him from the puck. UNLV emerges with it. At the point, settling it down. Now Cole Wyatt. Shot through traffic, deflected. Glenn with the save. Gallant whacks away at it, keeps it alive. Wyatt on the half wall. Elects to feed it up to Jackson Wyatt. Down low, Brodziak. To Cole Wyatt. Cole drops to his brother Jackson. Back to Cole. He'll work his way down low. Brodziak in front, a move to the forehand, and that shot goes just wide. UNLV keeping it alive. Wyatt to Wyatt, pushed in front. Brodziak on it, trying to wait out Glenn, and the net pushed off the moorings, and we'll have a stoppage.
And it looks to be deemed by this back referee as it was a UNLV player running into the net, and so Arizona State's going to be able to have this face-off outside of their own zone. Also interesting with UNLV changing up a couple of things on their power play strategy from last night to tonight. Tonight they're going, instead of opting it more to have possession up at the top of the blue line with that defenseman running it at the point, they're electing to run it off the half wall or down in the corner low in the zone, and they've had some good chances out of it. Brodziak had one good chance where he was able to walk out from the corner and get a free shot on Glenn. We'll see if they stick with that strategy moving forward.
And we did expect to see some adjustments from the Rebels coming into tonight. Already starting to manifest on the power play, not even at the halfway point of the first, as we're still knotted up 0-0. About 60 seconds left on this man advantage for UNLV. They'll skate it in across the blue line, slowing down Paraman. They'll feed it back over to Nagra. Nagra walking the line. He'll work it down low. Flex for a shot. Glenn the save. Loose in front. That whacked away at Olsen. Now a chance to clear. That'll just get out. Ben Chase now in behind the defense on a breakaway. Ben Chase. And that one goes just wide. Wakeland standing tall for UNLV on the shorthanded chance for the Sun Devil forward. UNLV back the other way. A shot. Glenn, not sure where it is after he makes the save. Chase on his forehand. He'll whack it all the way down the ice, and chances galore.
Chase, one of those crafty players for Arizona State, was in the right spot at the right time. Just couldn't get that puck underneath from his skates to get a good shot on.
Rebels back in it. The offensive zone. 10 seconds left on the power play. Rand feeds it up to Band. UNLV back to the half wall. They'll just take a soft shot on frame. Glenn easily will glove that down, and the Sun Devils able to kill off that power play.
If I had to grade that penalty kill from Arizona State, I'd say it was about even, about 50-50. They did give up a couple good scoring chances for UNLV, but they did have that good shorthanded chance from Chase, but also, too, with the Rebels, especially when they were setting up in the offensive zone, they were forcing UNLV to, again, shoot from the perimeter towards the boards, making it an easier stop for the goaltender, Glenn.
Off the dasher. A smart heads-up play by Ford to try to work it back in front of the blue paint. The Rebels win that puck battle, and they'll get a quick shot on from the slot. Rand would like to have that one back. Glenn looking sharp early. Already 11 shots on goal for UNLV.
But if anything, though, when you're the team that has a power play, even if you don't score, that second best thing you can get is momentum. It seems like UNLV has it, as that was a nice wrist shot by Rand.
Up into the netting that went. Glenn, another save. And Brett, for all the folks at home, you said it was about 50-50 grade. What would that equal to on the letter scale for us, the student athletes that we're watching tonight?
I'd say it was about a C if you're looking at a graded off of a 4.0 GPA average.
Well, that means there's room for improvement for the Sun Devils. Although if this was my accounting 241 class back in the day, I would have told you that would be acceptable for me. Another face-off win for the Rebels. That shot stopped in front of Glenn, ran behind the net. They'll backhand it all the way up the half wall, where Butler can get it for Arizona State. An aggressive forecheck from the Rebels. Sun Devils finally able to get it across their own blue line and chip it in. Wakeland comes out behind his own net to play it. Robinson meets him at the half wall. Sun Devils in front at the point, not able to keep that alive is Benaldi. And Benaldi a turnover at his own blue line. Brodziak trying to pick it up as the Sun Devil forward Matthew Gross came back to help out defensively. Robinson with some speed. Cuts past one, cuts past two. An active Rebel stick slows it down, and that'll be an offsides.
Unfortunate for Arizona State as Robinson was building up out of his own zone. He got a great breakout pass from Benaldi, but again, just some trouble as he was trying to handle through a lot of those Rebels clogging up that neutral zone, and that is what allowed the Rebels to force Arizona State offside.
Newland, a nice read there, sends it in behind the defense. Sun Devils in on the forecheck. UNLV sorts that out well. Bradley Gallant up his off wing, sauces it all the way across. Wyatt trying to force one in front as Coots activated. Sun Devils knock it away and skate it back out of their own zone. Kylie Ram goes for the no-look backhand pass. Rebels read that, pick it off. UNLV, to your point, partner, they've got some momentum after that power play. Ice seems to be a little tilted at the moment as Wyatt operates from the wing, throws it in front of that, no one there. Jensen, the speedster, picks it up. They'll reverse it all the way around. Erdman for the Sun Devils. as Gallant gives chase. Kylie Ram turns it over. Wyatt feeding it in front. A quick shot. Oh, and what a save from Nathaniel Glenn as he flashes the leather.
Glenn absolutely keeping his Arizona State team in it. As right now, UNLV seems to be a step ahead, Arizona State, and you saw it evident there when it was a turnover right behind the net to Cole Wyatt for UNLV, and it was a great scoring opportunity, but even a better save.
Sun Devils on their heels at the moment. Nathaniel Glenn, though, looking fantastic, picking up right where he left off last night. Olsen eats a check. Hooch can't handle it. UNLV back on it. Point shot, saved by Glenn. And there seems to be a theme here, Brett. A lot of point shots once again for UNLV.
It has, and again, for UNLV as the offensive team, those point shots, they serve a purpose. One is to keep the puck in, but two is you're not trying to score initially off that chance from the point. You're looking for that rebound is where you're going to try to make your hay.
That point shot blocked, sent all the way down by the Sun Devils. That puck will get on end and roll all the way down for an icing as Nagra touches up. The 6'2 freshman looking good so far tonight for UNLV as he hails from Vaughan, Ontario. That might be one of your favorite cities in all of this great continent of North America, Brett.
Absolutely. Also home of those Vaughan goalie pads, as you see a lot of goaltenders wear. Unfortunately, either Glenn or Wakeland isn't sporting the great sporting gear.
Working so far for Glenn tonight as he faces another shot, that one whistling just wide. UNLV steps in, steals the wall, and they'll chip it back in behind. Arizona State just trying to alleviate the pressure. They'll send it down the ice. Evtimov giving chase, but he can't beat out the icing call. As we get another defensive zone draw for Arizona State, just past the midway point of the first, and it's all UNLV.
The Arizona State line's been out here for almost a minute or 90 seconds. It's going to be important for them to win the zone draw clean and get it changed right away.
They do get a clean win. Marchant stops up. Two forwards pressing for the Rebels. Marchand, nice job sorting that out. Feeds Olsen. Olsen gets it up to the forward. Evtimov slams it over to Sharma. Shot goes just wide. Chase soccers it up along the half wall. He'll throw it in front. Squirts out to Olsen from the point. He'll throw it through traffic. Blocked away. As the referee raised his arm back behind the play, another penalty being assessed. Cross-checking is the call. And we'll see who the guilty party is.
That's tough to see, too, because Arizona State did a great job of breaking out the right end. And with the team aggressively forechecking you like UNLV does with sending two guys to the puck, if Arizona State can break that initial pressure, they can go ahead and get an odd man rush, which is what they did. It was a great chance. The Sharm shot just went wide on that 2-on-1 opportunity. And when it looked like Arizona State was going to get some momentum building, they take a cross-checking penalty, and now that allows UNLV to apply the pressure again.
And UNLV right back at it. They win the draw. Wyatt walks in, rips one. Del Monte able to settle it down, get it back to the point. Wyatt down low to Brodziak. Brodziak looking for Wyatt, who's activating. That was Jackson. Jackson over to Cole. Back to Jackson. He'll button hook up top. Feed Del Monte. Del Monte throws one on. Glenn nonchalantly kicks that away. Brodziak. Wyatt to Wyatt. That shot fanned on. Quast can't get rid of it. Kept alive. On the half wall. Thrown in front. Saved by Glenn. Kennedy diving to clear that, and he'll get it out. UNLV touches up. Skating back in is Gallant. He'll drop it to Wyatt. Wyatt through traffic. Deflected in front. Glenn trying to find it, and he'll cover up. As the Rebels' pressure continues to mount.
Sun Devils, great job defensively, especially with their stick positioning. It looks like UNLV is continuing to work that puck down low to the left of the goaltender, Glenn, in the corner, and they're either looking for a guy in the middle of the slot or somebody sneaking in backdoor. Good communication by those penalty killers, picking up those respective guys on UNLV that they're trying to cover and has not allowed UNLV to get any easy scoring chances.
And the Rebels, for the second time this period, accused of a face-off violation. Kylie Ram looking to take advantage. And now Kylie Ram kicked out of the circle, so we'll have backup centermen on both sides. UNLV wins it. Right back at the point, Rand. Drops it to Nagra. Rebels working high to low, trying to jam it, and they squirt one in. Back door off the skate of Tristan Rand, and UNLV first on the board. It's 1-0.
You could feel it coming with UNLV for how aggressive their forecheck's been, keeping Arizona State pinned in their own zone. Again, they look to go for that play outside of the corner, and they elected to go ahead to try to stuff it initially with Evan West from the corner, but it looks like it ended up hitting the skate of Tristan Rand, who was parked right in front, and it maybe wasn't the prettiest goal, but it gets the job done and it gets a UNLV lead with a goal to 0.
And finally, after 19 shots on goal in the first 12 minutes, UNLV gets one past Nathaniel Glenn. And for all their hard work, they finally have something to show for it. Arizona State will need to clean things up a little bit. Penalties early on, and trouble breaking out of their own zone. Some more trouble here. UNLV laying the body. They create a turnover. Rebels send it down low. Erdman to Palmer. Palmer can't get it. First one there is Jensen. Physicality picking up back behind the play. And a big check laid there by Wyatt. Turnover. Shot from the point. Saved by Glenn. Rebound. No one can seem to find it. Gross will skate it out now for Arizona State. Back behind the play. Physicality ensuing. Glenn and Erdman exchanging some pleasantries. Maybe checking in on weekend plans, as there's still a Saturday night ahead after this game, and the linesman will escort players to the bench.
We'll see how many guys are coming to the bench and how many guys are heading to the box. Right now, Ian Erdman for Arizona State hopped in. I thought initially it might have been a UNLV penalty. And it looks to be here the PA announcer saying it's going to be just an Arizona State penalty.
2 minutes for roughing assessed to Ian Erdman and Brett. Now we're up to 6 total penalty minutes assessed to Arizona State. More penalty minutes right now than they have shots on goal. Not exactly the start you're looking for. As UNLV wins another offensive zone draw. Nagra walks the line. They work it all the way over to Careman. Careman and Nagra switch spots. Nagra on the puck. Sends it to a face-off dot. All on was Rand. He couldn't handle the pass. Low to high goes UNLV. Shot from the point. Saved by Glenn. And he'll cover up.
Kate Olson, a great job of boxing out that UNLV player West in front. That's textbook for any of the players watching at home. You want to lift that stick initially, and then from there you want to go ahead and box that player covering physically out of the way for your goaltender to make a stop.
Another offensive zone win. Cole Wyatt, he'll walk it in, look for a shot right off the pipe. Cole Wyatt went short side, and it's the Iron saving the Sun Devils. Still on it, Jackson Wyatt. He'll shoot one on. Save, cleared by Arizona State, as that goes all the way down the ice. Quast giving chase allows the rest of the Sun Devil group to change. First one on the loose puck here is King. Short-handed, the Sun Devils a chance to eat some clock here in the offensive zone. As King gets around 3 UNLV players, tries to get around a 4th, and the Rebels finally get the puck. Rebels going east to west. Del Monte now. Skates it in himself. A nice play by Eptimov, though, and the Sun Devils get it cleared.
Absolutely, partner. He wasn't the bigger man in that exchange with Del Monte, but he takes the stick and brushes his man up against the boards and rides him in to dislodge the puck.
Brodziak walks it in from the point. Past 2 Sun Devils. He'll dish it off. Skating in, looking for another pass to the back post through the blue paint. No one there. Sean Careman almost had himself a primary assist.
Good job by King as well, as he was eating a lot of clock down in the offensive zone, making UNLV have to retrieve that puck.
Brand. He's been all over the ice for the Rebels so far in this first period. As he was giving chase on the forecheck, the Rebels now have to touch back up. And they're unable to. That is an offsides, and a timely offsides at that for Arizona State. A chance now to get a full group back on the ice.
Absolutely, and again, it works both ways, momentum, and so if Arizona State with a good kill, maybe they can settle some things down 5-on-5 and get some sustained zone time going.
And not the same energy level we're seeing right now on the Sun Devil bench that we saw last night. They certainly are feeling the effects of this intense first period that UNLV has been applying towards them. The ice very tilted. Arizona State looking for their first shot on goal in about 10 minutes of ice time. But it's UNLV, a chance to skate it ahead now. Sending it in behind Parker Williams. At the point now, Kyle Quinn. He'll elect to send it back down low. As UNLV continuing what they've been doing so well with a great forecheck, they get the puck. Stathopoulos eats a check. Williams comes in. He'll get it back to the point. Kylie Ram trying to force it out. Doesn't go. Stathopoulos back on it as UNLV changing behind the play. Sun Devils back on the puck. And as UNLV goes for a change, maybe a chance to finally skate out of their own end. Marchant does just that. He'll walk it all the way down the ice himself. And a smart heads-up play by him just to get that puck on frame.
One thing I noticed, too, on that last exchange with the possession in the offensive zone for UNLV is that they're even getting to the puck with more players in Arizona State in their own zone, which is definitely a big no-no if you're playing solid defensive hockey. You always want to outnumber that team who's attacking you, especially in your own zone. That time there's at least 2 or 3 UNLV players to Arizona State's 1.
Sun Devils off the draw, maybe a chance to get to a loose puck. UNLV trying to clear it, will send it off the netting. Offensive zone draw should come back into the UNLV end. As it does seem like there's almost an extra red sweater on the ice at all times right now, the way they're winning these puck battles.
Absolutely, as well as hustling. You always, if you've been watching this whole first period, you're seeing usually a red sweater getting to that puck first, and they're dictating the play in this first period.
Sun Devils win a draw. That point shot deflected just wide. Behind the net, Robinson trying to send one in front to Butler. Tries again to feed Butler. Wouldn't go. Third time gets it through. No one there. Erdman at the point through traffic. Wakeland will grab that one. Sun Devils getting their first sustained zone time in quite a bit here. I don't have the official stats in front of me, but I would bet it's been over 10 minutes. Robinson line staying on. He'll lean in on a strong side of the ice. Robinson wins it. Back to Erdman. He'll rip one through traffic. Wakeland to save, and he'll cover up once again.
Good response by Arizona State with this top line out there, as well as Erdman and Palmer. And that's the great thing about hockey. Even though Arizona State has been outplayed for the most part in this first period, they're only down 1, so it just takes one shot, one bounce to tie this game up. That could change the tail of this game.
Gross, a nice job coming in from the wing to keep that puck alive as he takes a big check behind the net. Butler in the corner. Now Gross comes in. The Sun Devils, with some hard work, are going to earn themselves a power play here. As Nathaniel Glenn goes to the bench behind the play. That shot up into the netting. And Arizona State will finally get their chance at a power play.
It was pretty fun seeing this Arizona State power play operate last night, as it looks for them to be doing the same, as they're running 3 defensemen out on this power play unit with 2 forwards, which is something you rarely ever see.
And that just speaks to how the coaching staff feels about this defensive core. Austin Klein saying as much when we spoke with him in the pregame.
Absolutely. It seemed to be off that face-off the way Dominic Eptimov was lined up, that he's going to maybe play that shooting position on that half wall on the offensive zone once Arizona State gets set up.
Sun Devils can't get a consistent clearance going, so they'll elect to just dump this into the far corner. Marchant soccers that at the point. He can't handle it, though. Back the other way, a breakaway for Brodziak. He moves in, backhand, forehand, saved by Glenn, and he'll squeeze the pad shut.
Fortunately for Arizona State, as we get towards the end of this first period, that ice is chewed up, especially on this side of the rink, and Brodziak elected to try to go for a deking move. That made it a little hard because that ice was chewed up to try to handle it cleanly. That allowed Glenn to buy some time to react, and he makes another great save.
The Saskatchewan native Brodziak would love to have that opportunity back. Glenn once again answering the call for the Sun Devils. Arizona State would love to get something going on the power play. They'll gain entry. Gross, backhand play, in front, picks up the shot. Oh, and what a chance that was for the Sun Devils. And Doug Wakeland showing that he's got his own saves to make at the other end of the ice.
Absolutely. If you watched last night's game, Wakeland came in relief for his goalie partner, Jeremy Foreman. And Wakeland, now knowing that he was a starting goaltender coming into tonight's game, you can see he's prepared. And with that save, it definitely shows that.
And now the defenseman Palmer will step into the face-off circle. UNLV wins that, and they'll send it all the way down the ice. "23 shots on goal for UNLV so far in this first period. Equal almost to the entirety of the shots on goal Arizona State registered last night in their 6-2 win. Sun Devils would love to get on the scoreboard as we have 39 seconds and counting remaining in this power play. They'll work it across the blue line. Just kept in. The Sun Devils trying to get past those active sticks of the Rebels, unable to, as Oliver Band broke that up and he gives chase. Gross, a long shift for him, gets in behind the defense. On his knees, he's not able to pick up the puck, and UNLV will send it all the way down the ice, and that might just do it for the Sun Devil power play.
And stuff out there right now. Again, I have to bring up the point about the ice, because Arizona State, when you're trying to pass that puck around, it's not going to snap around the ice as fast because this ice is chewed up, doesn't allow that glide, either skating or with that puck gliding on the surface.
Inside the final 60 seconds of the first period, UNLV back to 5-on-5, and they're right back to that aggressive forecheck. Quast able to skate it ahead for the Sun Devils. He'll take a hard check in front of the penalty box. Picking it up, though, is King. He'll get his shot off. And Wakeland standing tall once again.
Wakeland showing off his confidence. Again, he comes out, cuts down that angle on King. And King for Arizona State, maybe the one bright spot out there, as he seems to have that jump in his game where he's the one getting to the puck first compared to some of the UNLV players he's competing against.
And the coaching staff seeing that as King gets to stay on. He'll lean into the circle. He'll get the win. Back at the point now. Evtimov throws one on net. Wakeland kicks that away with the right leg pad. Sun Devils along the half wall down low. 15 seconds left. Slowing things down is Nagra back behind his own net. UNLV emerges with the puck. They'll look for a clearance. And the final few seconds will tick off here in the first period. And UNLV with just the effort we expected to see from them.
Absolutely. We were talking about it early in the pregame that UNLV was going to come out. They did not want to lose 2 games in a weekend. And with that first period, it was a great start by them. But again, for Arizona State, they're just hanging around. Although they got outplayed, you look at the shot, 24-11 in this first period. They're only down 1. It just takes one moment. And it seemed to be Arizona State getting their legs underneath them at the end of this first period. That can maybe give them some confidence in the room during this intermission.
One bright spot right now for Arizona State, Nathaniel Glenn. 24 shots faced, 23 turned away. The score, UNLV 1, Arizona State nothing. And we'll be back and about 15 minutes here for some second period action on ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube. And welcome back in, folks, to the Mountain America Community Iceplex. My name is Niall Cooper. I'm here with my partner, Brett Vaughn. And Brett, a first period that none of us were surprised to see as UNLV threw everything and the kitchen sink at Nathaniel Glenn for Arizona State.
Absolutely. I think if you pulled everybody walking into the building tonight, they would have expected a big response by UNLV in that first period, and that's exactly what they got. Arizona State lucky to be only down a goal after 20 minutes in play. But again, that's the great thing about hockey. You got 40 minutes still to go. They can bring it these next 40 minutes and still win this hockey game.
The linesman asking both goalies if they're ready to go. The score's ready to go, and we're underway in the second period in Tempe, Arizona, as UNLV sporting that 1-0 lead. Certainly could be a lot more if not for some great goaltending between the pipes for Arizona State. UNLV looking to add to that lead as they're right back in the attack to start this period. Keaton Butler off the half wall. He'll eat a check. Played up to Olsen. Across the line, Robinson sauces one in front. Gross trying to get a stick on it. A nice lift defensively by Nagra. And he'll skate it as far as the blue line before Arizona State picks it back up. A turnover. Shot from the point. Saved by Glenn. Rebound loose. Thrown back in front. Hungry Hippo style. Glenn will reach out and cover that one.
Robinson with the 4 turnovers, trying to hit that stretch pass at the far blue line to one of his teammates. But if you're unsuccessful with that pass, normally it's coming the other way. This time it did with Evan West picking that one off. And Glenn had to make a couple of stops. First initially off the shot and then a couple chances off that rebound.
And the same trend from the first continuing here. UNLV getting chances and Nathaniel Glenn's name being called. Arizona State now skating it up. Ram. He'll swing it down the wing. Shot in front through traffic. Squirts loose. Back behind the play. No one there. Kennedy on it now.
That puck went through the wickets of the goaltender, Wakeland. Luckily for him, it steered that puck through the crease into the corner.
Kennedy. Back up to the point. Evtimov, he'll walk the line, looking for a shot. Hot pass over to Kennedy. He'll swing it around. The shot from the point. Saved from Cameron. UNLV pushing it back the other way. A turnover in the neutral zone. And Evtimov now will slow it down as Sun Devil forwards go for a quick change. Turnover on the half wall. Benaldi couldn't get it around the UNLV player. That was number 10, Dylan Jensen. That's sent all the way down the ice. Maybe a too many men call coming here. Referee deeming that illegal play. We continue on. Across the blue line, Kyle Quinn. He'll push away a Sun Devil stick. Feed it back behind the net as Evtimov backhands it. High up into the air. UNLV still on it, trying to force that into the slot. Broken up by the Sun Devils. Newland, the forward. A nice pass up to Evtimov. And he'll skyhook one deep into the corner. And I believe offside's the call.
Yeah, it looked to be a little too much air under that one as his line mates were barreling in to the offensive zone to try to retrieve that puck, but they just got in a bit too early.
And that puck coming all the way back down in the Arizona State end for a face-off. Brodziak leans in for UNLV. He'll get a clean win. Back point, Del Monte throws one on. No trouble there off the stick of the captain. Del Monte all of 6'4", 209. As I saw him making a nice play before the game, recycling a piece of trash that he had. And let me tell you, Brett, he was all of that 6'4" and then some.
Great to see sustainability. Of course, Arizona State, one of the top schools in that. So if anybody's looking to enroll out there for a higher education and sustainability, Arizona State might be a good option.
And as we all know, as I think the whole universe knows at this point, Arizona State, if you're feeling innovative, if you want to come out and make something of yourself, Arizona State #1 in innovation has been, always will be as far as I'm concerned. The Sun Devils get an innovative zone entry and around the defense, a nice stick there from Evtimov, and he'll draw a power play for Arizona State.
Looks to be inadvertent as the referee who lost sight of where the puck was. He thought that UNLV possessed it, which then made the referee blow the play down and not allow Arizona State that extra attacking opportunity when you pull the goalie and you possess the puck. But either way, it'll still be a power play for Arizona State. And again, maybe not initially to start this period that they were the aggressor, but in this past minute or two, they have been. It was a nice play by Alan Eftemoff to drive to the net, forcing a hooking call against him. And Arizona State now on the power play.
And the back linesman telling the wingers for Arizona State and UNLV to back off a little bit. Sun Devils able to win a draw. Going for the point, the shot, they score! Ty Marchand rips the one-timer, and we have a tie game.
Absolute howitzer from Marchand. From the point, he had his stick up raised, ready to go if he was going to get that pass from Eftemoff. And Eftemoff, beauty of a pass right in the wheelhouse in between that front foot of Marchand so that he could really drive into that puck and put all of his mustard on it. And he blew that one by the goaltender, Wakeland.
And Marchand absolutely pumped when that one went in, as that tickled the upper corner of the twine. And the Arizona State power play coming in clutch once again. A huge goal for the Sun Devils to even this game up. Arizona State back in now. First one after the puck. King. Some UNLV help comes in to clear that puck down the ice. That may go for an icing, and that will go just far enough to see this faceoff come all the way back down.
And we can feel it in the building inside Mountain America Community Iceplex. As after that goal, Arizona State has a little more jump. You could see the guys on the bench standing up, ready for when their number's called to hop onto the ice. And Jake King and this line with Floss and Cooch still continuing it with that great pressure in the offensive zone on the forecheck.
That same group giving chase. However, it's Wyatt who feeds it all the way out. A nice pass finds Brodziak. His shot blockered away by Glenn. Puck coming all the way back down the ice. First one there is Kuntz for UNLV. He went for a drop pass. Didn't quite get it right. Quast comes in along with King. And now Arizona State creates a turnover. They'll dump it back in and go for a change. The ice heavily used on this sheet at Mountain America Community Iceplex, and you can see it with how much the puck has been jumping around tonight. Neither team able to settle it easily, even with some good ice just 4 minutes into the second period. That shot from the point deflected twice in front, and they score! Number 2, Joseph Carollo with a nice deflection in the upper corner, and UNLV retakes the lead.
Carollo, one of those Swiss Army knife type of players for UNLV. Last night we saw him play defense. Tonight he's in as a forward, and he capitalizes on that opportunity to play a little more offensively with a nice redirection, and UNLV really halting that momentum that Arizona State had building.
And the Sun Devils, a real gut check moment here as UNLV gets one against the run of play. Back up by 1 now. Sun Devils facing a little bit of adversity tonight. We'll have to figure out a way. Del Monte finding a way in the zone, throw it in front. Glenn full spread across. He's way out of his crease. UNLV still on it, and they can't get another shot off as Glenn scurries back to his net. At the blue line, picked back up, walked in by UNLV, looking for the pass to Lane, right across the front. That shot wouldn't go through. Still on it now is Band. He'll work it back up to the point. Del Monte, a knuckle puck, and Glenn able to find that one through traffic.
UNLV really showing off that championship pedigree. They made it all the way to the finals of the national championship last year, just losing out to Adrian College. Here they came in again after scoring that goal to get their lead back. They haven't let up the pressure as now Arizona State's back on their heels.
Offensive zone draw, one right onto the half wall. The Sun Devils working hard to dig that away, however. Marchand comes in to help out. Newland on it. He'll squirt that one up into the middle of the ice. Skating in, Evtimov around one. Evtimov on his backhand. Eating 2 checks from UNLV, but a puck finds its way back to the stick of Marchand. Marchand walks it all the way across the line through traffic. Deflected down in front by Evtimov. He'll backhand it up to the point. Olsen has to activate to keep it alive. Chase lifts the stick. Chase still on it, fighting through 2 UNLV players. And the Rebels able to get a clearance. Arizona State showing some good gumption on that offensive zone possession. Chase, a heavy stick, almost able to get it in. Wyatt, however, works it in now. Wyatt on his forehand, looks for a shot. Short angle, Glenn makes the save. Then Chase off the half wall. He has a man streaking in the middle. That's Newland a little behind him. Still on it, though, is Chase. He'll get a quick shot off into the corner, wide of the net. Evtimov will fake the play, let it go, and the first one on it is Wyatt. Jackson Wyatt across the blue line, trying to find his brother Cole. And Arizona State now across the center line. Newland with some nice stick handling moves. Still on it, feeding one in front. Evtimov can't find it. And skating it out now, Band. Band still with the puck. He'll drop it off to Karaman. Karaman to Band. Wanted to stuff it, just lost his handle, and he'll elect to feed it back up to the point. Slowing it down now, Kuntz. That shot goes hard off the wall wide. Ryan Robinson, fresh skater on for Arizona State. He'll knock that down. Evtimov works it all the way around. That forecheck picking back up for UNLV as they're moving their feet and getting quite physical on the half wall.
What a game we're being treated to right now, partner. As if you're tuning in tonight on ASU, ACHA Hockey YouTube, you're being treated to a great one. Both teams back and forth battling hard right now.
Ronan Keenan feeling that physicality as he was laying some big checks behind the play. The freshman from the Nashville Spartans, a big future piece for this UNLV program. UNLV looks for that shot. Low off the half wall. No problem for Nathaniel Glenn, but Arizona State can't corral it. UNLV works it low to high. Del Monte throws one. A nice deflection in front. Glenn has to find that at the last second, and he does. And UNLV almost getting their 3rd goal.
It'll be interesting to see if that goal would have counted if that ended up going in by Rand, as he somehow deflected it midair as Del Monte was just trying to get that puck to be kept in the zone. And we saw it on the replay. There's some great hand-eye from Rand, making Glenn have to make a tough save.
Brodziak leans in, wins it clean once again. UNLV, a great night so far in the face-off circle. Down on all fours was Wyatt Palmer. Wouldn't allow UNLV to push that to the net. Palmer back on it. The assistant captain trying to skate around Carollo. Carollo, a nice stick, wouldn't let him get past. Here come the Sun Devils. Gross across the line. Arizona State has to touch up. And Gross lays a nice check on the blue line. Coming in late, laying another big check. Number 21, Tristan Rand, as that puck squirts towards the net. And Wakeland jumps up and finds that like a center fielder. The Arizona State bench, meanwhile, Brett, is up in arms. They thought there should have been a penalty call there assessed against the Rebels.
As both linesmen are near their respective benches trying to keep the peace. As again, it's been a great hockey game to watch. As Arizona State bringing that intensity into the hockey game here in this second period, trying to match what UNLV has. And we can see it now getting a little angsty as this is that second game of a back-to-back. You usually see that in these back-to-back college-style weekends of teams playing twice in a row, almost a mini playoffs, if you will, and some of the animosity now carrying over a little bit.
Certainly a lot of animosity on the ice as that puck goes up into the bench of the Arizona State players. And a tip of the cap, some great replays you saw there, brought to you by our producer, do-it-all extraordinaire, Dr. Ben Smith. Offensive zone draw. The Sun Devils cannot get that one as King got tied up by Rand. Rather, that was banned. And Arizona State through the middle of the ice. Sprawling out was Parker Williams as he blew a tire. Sun Devils able to dump it in. Williams back on his feet on the half wall. He'll feed it up to Band. Across the blue line, UNLV onsides. Band drops it to Ford. King, a good back check though. He'll pickpocket his man. Get it up to Cooch. Cooch lost that in his skates. Arizona State maybe still on it here. King trying to swing it back to Cooch. Still on it. King. As Wyatt gives chase. Band now steps in, and Wyatt, the speedy defenseman, will skate it ahead for the Rebels. Junior Jackson Wyatt takes a big check from Ty Marchant. And the fans love that one as you can hear the cowbell in the background. Both teams digging away along the dasher. A nice clearance by the Sun Devils. Kylie Ram on his horse, first one there. He'll slow it down the corner, button hook, as he fights against Jackson Wyatt. The junior defenseman almost gets that puck out. Newland on his back end, and some great work by Carter Newland will draw a power play opportunity here for Arizona State.
Jensen, the UNLV forward, was battling with Newland, ends up putting that back foot behind Newland's skate, the old slew foot, if you will, as he ends up taking down Newland to get possession of that puck, and that referee saw that one all the way, and Arizona State back to the man advantage.
Rosiak, the centerman for UNLV. Ryan Robinson, centerman for Arizona State. Robinson won that briefly, but it looked like the winger stepped in for UNLV and was able to get the clearance. Sun Devil power play striking once this period. Looking to strike again. Evtimov with speed across the blue line. Ran into Olsen. Marchant comes in, however. They'll send it down low. Olsen and Butler there. Butler with the puck. Swift skating forward as he'll walk in to the middle of the ice, occupy some free space. The three defensemen working up top in the umbrella. Evtimov, that shot blocked by Carollo. Marchant up to the point. He'll rip one. Saved by Wakeland. Robinson down low to Butler. Butler below the goal line. Works his way back up. He'll drop to Robinson. Butler slows it down. Evtimov still on it. He'll try to push it around Carollo. Carollo, a stick in the midsection. Looked like a hooking call. Referee didn't see it, and we play on. Butler and Robinson sort it out down low. A nice move from Robinson. He'll get his feet. He moves the puck over to Marchant. Marchant up high, switches to Robinson, and Carollo able to poke that out. A nice defensive stick from Carollo. Marchant walks it back in, however, for Arizona State. He'll slow down as the Sun Devils occupy that upper corner of the offensive zone. Same group here for Arizona State, still on the ice. Marchant up top, fakes the shot, slides it over to Robinson. Didn't like what he saw. He'll backhand one all the way over to Evtimov at the right corner of the point. Band gives chase for UNLV. Off the half wall, chase for Arizona State. Couldn't get the shot through. And the Sun Devils a lot of zone time, but nothing to show for it. A nice heads-up play by Glenn, though, finds Chase on the half wall, all alone at Chase, as the Sun Devils went for a change behind the play. That pass in front, Kennedy on his backhand, trying to squirt it through. Still on it, Kennedy over to Newland. He'll step into one, and that's deflected up into the netting. A great chance coming here for Arizona State.
Beautiful play by Newland as he was able to find Kennedy fresh off the bench. And a nice backhand play. Gave it to Kennedy, and I don't think Kennedy was maybe even expecting that pass, and to have so much time on his stick right in front of the UNLV netminder and flubbed on that chance.
And it looked like it was the captain, Del Monte, who was able to step in front of that shot attempt by Newland and deflect it up into the netting. A huge block there for UNLV. Del Monte will skate it behind his own end. And UNLV looking for that stretch pass, not there. The Sun Devils turn it over at the opposing blue line. Herdman now smart to make a quick play with it as Wyatt was closing in. Puck bouncing around quite a bit in the neutral zone. Neither team can settle it. Stepping in now. Kennedy on his forehand. He'll rip one! And way out in front of the blue paint to save that is Doug Wakeland, the senior from Colorado Springs, really stepping up in this middle frame for the Rebels.
Sun Devils really getting the majority of their shots on goal in this second period. And we've just passed halfway through. Great response by Arizona State, especially during that intermission. And you can see the jump from all the players out there. Now you're seeing a lot more maroon and gold sweaters getting to the puck first than those red shirts from UNLV.
That clearance attempt wouldn't go. Oh, but on the second look, it pops right over the stick of Evtimov as everyone in the building, including myself, was looking at him to get that shot on goal. A lucky break for the Rebels. Arizona State now deciding to dump it in. Wakeland, a nice play. Feeds it over to his defenseman, Wyatt. King giving chase as Wyatt takes a tumble. Sun Devils touch up. But here come the Rebels. That puck exchanging hands more than a fruitcake around Christmas time. King trying to feed that up to the point. Evtimov steps up, lays the body. He'll eat a big check. And that heads up past Knockout. Another big check laid at center ice. Number 14, Ryan Quath, leveling his man. As that looked like Sean Caraman on the receiving end of that check. Barolo trying to toe drag across the blue line. Marchand breaks that up. He'll chip it all the way down the ice. First one there is Robinson. Robinson all alone in the corner. Tries to settle the puck down. Gross now a chance to make a play. That bobbling puck finds its way to a Rebels skate. Now up across the blue line. The Rebels feed one in front. Glenn with a nice save coming out to cover it up.
First save for Glenn in a little bit here as Arizona State's been bringing the intensity in the second period. Unfortunate for Robinson as he was able to come fresh off of the bench and with this long change. I don't think UNLV recognized there's an Arizona State player in behind. Just unfortunately for him, he couldn't corral that puck to make a solid play.
6 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the second period. And Robinson now will skate ahead for Arizona State. Robinson, a hard wrister, a lot of heft behind that shot. And Wakeland, another big save for him. The Sun Devils get their 20th shot on goal of the game.
I'm noticing some opportunities for Arizona State now that they're hustling to these pucks and being the first ones to get there, that there's opportunities for the defensemen, maybe even that weak side winger, to creep in, and there's a lot of time and space for that trailer to really rip a good scoring opportunity with a shot.
Marchand, a nifty little play to get past one man. His shot, however, blocked away. And Nagra will headman that pass up. Turned over. Gross. Sun Devils are on sides. Gross on his weak side, trying to make a sauce pass to the front of the net. Nothing there. UNLV coming back the other way. A 3-on-2. Brand, a shot. And Glenn will glove that one down.
Not too much ice out there for either team as both respective players of UNLV and Arizona State have been fighting for every inch, it seems like, in the second period. And so it's important you're seeing it with the physicality picking up. As a player, you really got to brace yourself, especially if you're going towards the boards, knowing that you're probably going to get hit.
That shot through traffic, saved by Glenn. And we look over back behind the play of the bench, seeing the assistant coach, Kelly Newton, giving a pat on the back of encouragement to Matthew Gross as he saw the vision on that play where Gross was trying to feed that puck in front of the net. Letting him know to keep it up. Sun Devils starting to find a little bit more of their game in this middle frame. Still down by a goal. Wakeland knocks it down, feeds Wyatt. He'll go off the glass. His brother Cole will send that all the way down the ice. First one there, the Rebels pushed in front of the net. Glenn makes the save. And now Palmer back behind his own net. He takes a hard check. Push in front. Another save by Glenn. He's sprawling. No one can find the puck. Diving down. The Sun Devils trying to clear it out of the blue paint. Clears the puck. The net knocked off the moorings. Oh my goodness. Chaos ensuing in front of the Arizona State goal.
Oh boy, as Glenn was down on all fours, as you're expecting that puck to maybe just get caught up in his equipment to hopefully get a whistle for Arizona State. But credit to the referees, they're able to fight through the bodies to see that that puck was still alive. And oh man, what a game saver there for Arizona State. Looked to be one of the defensemen, I think it was Dominic Evtimov, was sprawling as Glenn was all the way out of his crease to keep that puck out.
And Glenn now doing some work on his equipment. It looks like one of his pads is off. Maybe trying to get his skate blade reattached from all that lateral movement of his. I'd certainly think that Glenn's getting in all of his cardio and then some for the week just tonight.
I need to correct myself, partner. I think that was Ian Erdman, the one that was the last line of defense on that play, because after he dove to keep that puck out, he ended up running into the net, which then was called a penalty by the back referee for a delay of game call. And so Arizona State will be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes.
And maybe a good play there by Erdman just to alleviate that pressure that was building. Fans enjoying this spirited contest as we see the YMCA being played out. Nice to see that still around today, Brett. Although I do love myself a little hot to go when it comes to getting up and active for the dances. And UNLV now on the power play. Del Monte, the captain, a little trouble at the blue line. Finds Wyatt. He'll throw one on. No traffic in front. An easy save for Glenn. The Sun Devils a chance to clear it, and they will get the clearance all the way down. King, the first forechecker there, making things tough on UNLV as they look for that drop breakout pass. Wyatt across the blue line. 30 seconds gone here on the power play for UNLV. Del Monte swings it all the way over to Cole Wyatt. Back to Del Monte. To look for that shot through traffic. Glenn punching at that one with his blocker, and that goes up into the netting.
Not too much going so far for UNLV's opportunity on this power play. As Sun Devils again still bending, not breaking, as they've been fighting still for every loose puck available, forcing UNLV to have to really work hard for their chances.
UNLV, another offensive zone draw. They have been spectacular in that department tonight. That shot goes wide of the net. Del Monte, the first one there. And Wakeland thought a penalty was coming as he got halfway out of his net. Del Monte back on his skates. Sends that one wide off the dasher. Picked up on the stick now Wyatt. He'll send it down low. Del Monte passed one as he's got some nice moves for a big man. Cole Wyatt feeds it back up to Jackson. He'll rip one just wide of the net. That puck's still alive down low. Del Monte back up to Wyatt. He'll pump fake. Feeds his brother Cole. Down low. Brodziak from a sharp angle. That shot wouldn't go. He keeps it alive. 30 seconds remaining on the power play. Into the slot. A quick touch pass there. The shot not going. Wyatt still on it. Cole Wyatt opts to go down low. Brodziak back door. Sprawling around. Oh, still alive. Oh, what a save by Glenn! As he was laying on his side and managed to get that one and keep it out of the net.
No business for Glenn to make that stop. That was just all heart, all effort to still fight as the goalie to keep that puck out.
And the Sun Devils, by the skin of their teeth, kill off that penalty. UNLV still on it, though. Certainly some momentum gained from those chances. Van couldn't get that one back up to the point. On the second effort, though, he's able to slow down Newland. And UNLV picks up that puck down low. Looking to go low to high. Newland, a hard check taken. Still alive, thrown in from the point. Knocked down in the middle of the ice. Who can find it? It's still UNLV. And Arizona State finally gets it out of their own end. Evtimov sends it in the corner. Goalie, the first one there. He'll whack it all the way around. Evtimov coming in to lay a check. Niagara just able to step out of the way of that one at the last moment. Back in behind the defense, almost in all alone, was a UNLV forward. Evtimov back the other way. All alone there was Allen, one of the two Evtimovs on this roster. And he'll look for a quick change as Arizona State touches up behind the play. The latter stages of the second period starting to fly by as we're approaching the final 90 seconds left. Thrown down to the ice hard there is Matthew Gross. The entire Arizona State bench jumping up for a call. None coming. That puck squirts out loose into the middle. Stepping into one is Kyle Quinn. His shot deflected high over the net. Walking the line, shot through traffic. Glenn never saw it, but he makes the save. A nice shot from Dylan Ford through traffic. Ford on it once again. He'll walk in, rip one. Saved by Glenn. Kicked around, back behind the net. The Sun Devils trying to get it clear off the skate of the referee, and UNLV keeps it alive. A lot of humanity in front of that Rebel bench, and the puck will deflect out of play.
I can see players on both teams when there's a entanglement happening on the ice and somebody goes down, they're up in arms asking for a call, and it'll be interesting to see what the referees are going to do and how they're going to manage this game, because I think they sense how high intensity this game has, almost like a national tournament game. And I think for them, they're going to only really call something that's really blatant. I think if there's something 50-50, they're going to let it go because they know how hard both teams are working to try and get a win in this game.
And a great assessment there, partner, as UNLV wins that draw, and they'll rip one on. Glenn, another save to his ledger is added. And, Brett, we might have to give you a honorary doctorate in coaching with that analysis. Obviously, the real doctorate tonight belonging to Ben Smith, producer extraordinaire once again. Some great work having him back here has been huge for everyone that enjoys this broadcast and takes part in it. Kennedy feeding one in front. That puck bouncing around. Robinson couldn't get his stick on it. A quick chance almost out of thin air for Arizona State. Robinson elects to chip it back in. Wakeland has been very active coming out of his net tonight to play the puck. Cameron getting back defensively to fill in for Kate Olson, but UNLV still able to get in behind. Walking it down low all the way around. Still on it is Rand. He'll swing one in front. No one there. A broken stick behind the play. No call. That thrown in front of the net, and that shot goes in. Brodziak, spinorama backhander, manages to squirt just over Nathaniel Glenn's left arm, and it's 3-1 UNLV.
Tough to give up a goal either at the start of a period in that first minute or at the back end just before you go into the room for intermission. And Arizona State running around a bit in their own zone. That allowed Brodziak to have control of the puck, and with a whip around shot, they're just trying to get it to the net, ends up fluttering over the goaltender Glenn, and UNLV now pushing that lead to 2.
And a tough one to take if you're the Sun Devils group. With only 9.9 on the clock, that one goes in. And UNLV playing to the final seconds of the period. A disenchanted Sun Devil group will go to the locker room, and they'll have to compose themselves and find something as they're facing quite a bit of adversity going into the final 20 minutes tonight.
Coming into this weekend, we talked with head coach Austin Klein, and he knew this was going to be a barometer weekend to see where Arizona State stacks up on the national level. You're welcoming in the third-ranked team in the nation at the ACHA Division I men's level, and he wanted to see what his team was made of. And so far, especially in this game, they have not backed down. Maybe not the greatest start that they wanted, but they're still training those legs, working hard for everything. And with only one period left to go, they're still only down 2, and an opportunity is still there for them to try to get this sweep.
The opportunity is there. Can they seize it is the question. 20 minutes remain here in this game. as the third period just around the corner. The score, UNLV 3, Arizona State 1, and we'll be back for more exciting Division I men's ACHA ice hockey here in a quick 15 minutes on ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube.
Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
To see what's behind those closed doors. But I've got
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to live third period action here on Arizona State ACHA Hockey YouTube. As Gross gets taken down right off of an initial draw to start this period, no call. And played back down by Glenn.
And Brett, I managed to catch up with head coach Anthony Vanieri Greener between periods, and he has been absolutely dumbfounded so far by the effort from Nathaniel Glenn. I think mimicking exactly what we've been seeing here, some great goaltending keeping Arizona State in this. As the referee raising his hand behind the play, and the Sun Devils going to go to the box here.
Tough one to take, especially if you're any team trailing in the third period as Ryan Robinson heads to the box. And that was part of the question of how these referees were gonna call this game. Seems to be maybe tight compared to what was happening in the second period as both teams, all you're really wanting to ask for the referees is just a consistency in terms of what's going to be allowed, what's not going to be allowed. And referees maybe seem to be tightening things up a little more in this third period.
Arizona State will have to execute a key penalty kill here if they want to keep this game at a manageable spot, down by 2 after that late goal in the second period. Del Monte and Wyatt switching spots at the point. Cole Wyatt back up to his brother Jackson. Over to Del Monte. He'll settle it. Deflected just wide by Brodziak. Olsen a chance to clear it, and he will.
Good kill so far for Arizona State to start this off. It's a little tough because you're trying to get back in this game, and it's easier to score even strength 5-on-5 than down a man, but maybe there's some momentum that they can grab.
Nice zone entry by Gallant. And UNLV setting up top as they work the umbrella, but broken up by Palmer, and he'll skate it across. Palmer slowing it down in the neutral zone. Throws it off the glass, and Arizona State already 60 seconds killed off so far.
Good job by Palmer intercepting that pass. Allowed to kill some clock off.
Quick shot from the left circle, and Glenn will save that one. Special teams, a huge component of the weekend, as both teams have had their fair share of power play goals. The Sun Devil penalty killing group, however, has looked really good, Brett.
They definitely have, in all fairness, against a potent power play that UNLV has. But like we always say, your top penalty killer needs to be your goaltender, and that's certainly been the case this weekend for Arizona State.
Kennedy coming in. And that blocked away out, and you can see the pain on the face of Ryan Quast after he blocked that shot. Giving chase is King. UNLV forced to make a quick breakout. Their passes can't connect. Glenn gets down on one knee, can't clear it. Picked up by Rand. Rand circles on the half wall as UNLV works it back up to the point. And a quick shot from in tight there. Not getting quite all of it was 21 Tristan Rand. And he's been all over the ice on this power play as he throws his head to the heavens.
And towards the end of that power play, Marchand ended up losing his stick for a moment, and that allowed Rand to have all that space in front of the goaltender, Glenn.
Arizona State only 3 seconds left on this power play they're trying to kill off. They get fresh troops on. Chase tying up with Brodziak. Brodziak pleading his case, but he'll be sent out of the circle. Carollo, the defenseman, comes in, and Chase wins it for Arizona State. Sun Devils send it right down the middle of the ice. And a beautiful pass there as they gain a quick zone entry. Unable to do anything with it, however. Here comes UNLV back the other way with speed. To Stathopoulos. Stathopoulos behind the net, now thrown in front. Picked up at the point. That shot blocked by Coote. Glenn with an active stick behind the net. Actually able to dislodge the puck. Arizona State turns it over at their own blue line. Shot in front, deflected just wide off the stick of Brodziak. Evtimov, his headman pass doesn't go. He'll spin Arama to avoid a check, and UNLV back on it. Evtimov picks it up on the half wall. That bounces off a stanchion on the glass. Rebels trying to settle it down. Chase, giving chase, but he's at the end of a shift. Not a lot left in the tank, and the Rebels gain zone entry. Brodziak trying to fake out Olsen. That's squirted into the slot. One-timer save. Second save by Glenn, still on the UNLV stick, and they'll throw it in front. Glenn gloves that one down. The Rebels threatening.
Tensions are still a little high as Alan Evtimov is drawing with Preston Brodziak. It's going to be important for Arizona State to try to keep a cooler head as, again, they're having to climb uphill in this third period and trying to tie this game back up.
And Brett, it looks like the penalty box door has been opened for a UNLV player.
Yeah, it looks to be in that exchange. Brodziak's going to be awarded with a penalty after the whistle. And now it looks to be that the referees are signaling to the Arizona State bench, and so Evtimov is heading to the box. And so after that exchange, it's going to be a player from both teams serving a penalty. And so we're going to have some open ice, which could possibly help Arizona State to showcase their speed to get back into this one.
I do seem to remember last night when we had some 4-on-4 that you almost ran out of breath at one point from the back and forth coast-to-coast action. We might need to get an oxygen monitor in here if that continues. Marchant made a nice play down the ice, trying to gain zone entry by himself, almost did. And now UNLV wants to skate it out. Gallant building up speed, can't handle it. That clearing attempt by a Sun Devil forward goes right into Gallant's skate. He's still on it, feeds it through the front, no one there. Dominic Evtimov. Touch pass over to Kylie Ram. UNLV changing back behind the play. Kylie Ram skates it across for Arizona State as he takes a big check and the Rebels clear it.
Nice defensive play by Dylan Kuntz as he didn't fall for any of the tricks that Kylie Ram was trying to show him and ended up putting them towards the boards.
Evtimov, some slick skating. He'll try to get it in himself. Broken up by the captain, Del Monte, however. Del Monte walks it down the wing. A soft pass in front to Rand as he puts it on his forehand. Saved by Glenn. Del Monte now back to the point. Nagro walks the line. He'll body protect the puck. And he'll blow a tire. Evtimov there. He'll pass it ahead and find Robinson. Robinson streaking across the blue line. Pass across just in front of Butler. A great chance that could have been. Butler operating on the half wall. Slides it all the way up to Olsen. As a UNLV forward on all fours, slowing it down. Arizona State on it. Cameron, short angle shot. Wouldn't go. Rather, that was Benaldi. Still with the puck is Robinson. Caden Butler around one, around two, up to the point. One-timer! And a big save by Wakeland as he comes way out to greet that shot. Robinson picks it up. They'll work it back to Benaldi. Saucer pass over to Robinson as we go back to 5-on-5. Fresh player off the bench. Couldn't quite handle that. Looked like it was Descharme. Sun Devils still with it at the point. Robinson down low to Butler. Butler wants to get it to the point. Just gets to Olsen. He'll shovel one towards the net. Benaldi on it now. Whacked away at by some Rebel forwards. Oh, and a hard check. Butler goes right into the dasher. No worse for the Warriors. He'll get back to the bench.
Sun Devils have to recognize that time and space can be very limited in the offensive zone as the Rebels are really getting right on that puck carrier.
Rebels shot up into the netting, and that will afford us a stoppage. And Brett, looking at the shot clock here, we're almost up to 80 total shots on goal already tonight. A lot of rubber being flung at the net.
Yes, and both goaltenders have been on it, although Glenn's been facing more of the shooting opportunities. Wakeland, in his own right, has been holding his own as well.
Glenn, another save off a little touch deflection in front. West trying to push that one toward the net. 57 shots registered now on goal for UNLV. Arizona State breaks up that zone entry. UNLV still needing to touch up, and the linesman looks like he'll be forced to blow it. As the UNLV forward, Parker Williams, completely locked in on the puck there, had no idea he was offside.
And with UNLV being so blatantly offsides and still not wavering after the linesman yelling at them to get back on sides, which would have resulted in that UNLV forward to have to go back to the neutral zone, now makes that face-off going to be in the offensive zone for Arizona State.
And a nice chance for it here to the Sun Devils. UNLV, however, winning that face-off draw. Off the glass, Rebels will clear. Cole Wyatt knocks that one down. No high touch. He'll feed back to his brother Jackson, up to Gallant. Gallant can't handle it. Dangerous chance brewing as Evtimov struggling to find it for a moment. Wyatt steps in, keeps it alive only for a moment. And Dominic Evtimov across the blue line. The Sun Devils onsides. And once again, active sticks prevail for UNLV. Chase, a nice heavy stick of his own. He'll corral that puck. The defense now breaks it out. Evtimov pushes it forward. Chase, the first one there on the left half wall, will send it all the way around behind the net. Turnover at the blue line. Can Arizona State keep it in? They can. Down low. Alan Evtimov after it. Stepping in now is Cameron, and UNLV will work it all the way back around to the other side of their own end. Send it down the ice. That puck bobbling, and that would have been an icing had it not been for the nice skating of Dylan Jensen and the effort to beat out that icing call. Del Monte trying to settle down a high clearance. Arizona State changing back behind the play. As we've gone some time without a whistle here, the clock just bleeding away as Arizona State still needing 2 goals to tie this up. Turnover here for Arizona State. Kennedy trying to find it as he gets up, finds Kylie Ram, back to Kennedy. That pass too hot to handle. Sun Devil defenseman activates, Benaldi keeps it alive. Kylie Ram now between 2 UNLV Rebels. Kennedy comes in to help him out. And it's the Rebels who win that puck battle. Skating it ahead, Ram needs a hip check. And Glenn will cover that puck.
I'll let you get a drink of water here, partner. Let me take this. Arizona State are going to maybe need to change their mentality in terms of how they're going to score against UNLV. Like I mentioned earlier in the period, a lot of time and space is not being warranted to Arizona State. And so they're going to have to be a little more direct, I think, when they get into the offensive zone. More direct as in maybe taking a shot, looking for a second chance opportunity off of a rebound rather than trying to look for that perfect either pass or shot to get a goal.
And I do appreciate that, partner. A little lemon and Kenesha tea certainly soothes the throat after that end-to-end action. Coming in is Butler for Arizona State to seal the wall. He keeps it alive just inside the blue line. Sun Devils working hard. Quast digs it out. Sharp angle shot. Wakeland makes the save. Stepping in now. Olsen, a quick shot. Loose in the blue paint. Can anyone find it? The referee blows it. Wakeland manages to cover that puck, and the Rebels come to his defense after a scrum ensues.
Almost similar to what we saw in that same end in the second period with Glenn. We saw it there with Wakeland as it was that just initial shot. I believe it was Quast in the corner, just centering that out in front. And both teams were jabbing at that puck, trying to fight for it. And then Wakeland on his back had to snowman save and clutch that puck between his legs to get a whistle.
And you see there on that replay, he does exactly that. A beautiful snow angel executed by Wakeland. And Arizona State oh so close to finding that goal to notch the deficit back to 1. As a wise old man with some gray hairs once said, the most dangerous lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead. Or so it goes. Brodziak, a nice quick pass. Arizona State able to block it, however. Matthew Gross getting in front of that shot, and a good thing he did, as it looked like Gallant had a wide open upper corner to shoot at.
Great read by Gross, like you said, partner. And for Arizona State, it's tough to have to deal with all this high speed that UNLV possesses off of the rush, but they got to keep their heads on a swivel in the defensive zone. A lot of guys are collapsing so close to the net that nobody's picking up that trailer, which is the most dangerous player in the offensive zone.
UNLV doing a fantastic job tonight, just moving their feet. And sometimes that's all you need to do, is it's making things difficult for that Sun Devil defense to keep tabs on who their player is. Rebels back in the offensive zone. A shot saved by Glenn, shouldered away off the stick of Ban. King hustling after the puck. Backhand, forehand, just squirts wide. King all by himself. The Sun Devils getting fresh skaters on behind the play. King digs it out off the half wall. He'll walk it in, rip one high over the glass. Kept in by Arizona State. Quast slows it down along the half wall. King now on his defenseman. King, a big body move, sends him to the ice. No eyes on the puck at the moment as the players continue to dig at it. Finally, the puck emerges. Del Monte sends that one through the middle of the ice, and a beautiful clearance by him. No icing on that. As we're just inside of 9 minutes remaining, the Sun Devils finding a little more momentum in this third period. You could certainly feel the air almost sucked out of the building after that late goal by the Rebels at the end of the second period, as Wakeland comes way out to play that puck. Palmer has his stick lifted. Brodziak walking it in, thrown in front, touch shot, saved by Glenn. A player spilling over his shoulder into the Sun Devil net as Evtimov sends it down the ice. UNLV milking that all the way back, as Kyle Quinn might earn an Oscar for his heavy skating, and the Sun Devils forced to keep their group on the ice.
A lot of players slowly trying to get back and get a breather, as a lot of guys even are just trying to use the board to prop themselves up to keep some stamina going, and we'll actually have a whistle as well. Looks to be maybe a timeout called.
And with your honorary doctorate in coaching, Brett, can you break down for the folks at home the timeliness of this timeout by Austin Klein?
Yeah, I couldn't remember if they've maybe changed the rules to what it is compared to their counterparts in the NHL, for example, that I believe that was deemed an icing call, and usually you can't take a timeout, but at the ACHA level you can. And Austin Klein using that opportunity to take a timeout for how tired those group of 5 Arizona State players are on the ice right now. And now emerging from the bench, they look to have a little more pep in their step, as a lot of them are now standing up straight and communicating on how they're going to win this face-off.
Another great lesson brought to you folks by Dr. Brett Vaughn. And the Gallant group will come out for UNLV. They've looked dangerous all game. Gallant almost wins that draw. Trying to clear it is Cameron. Works it back to the point, unfortunately for UNLV, and they have the puck. In his own skates, unable to sort it out is Kuntz, and Arizona State can bring it back the other way. A high touch coming here, and that should be an offensive zone draw for Arizona State.
Correctamundo you are, Niall, as Arizona State was able to swap out the players they wanted now that they're able to clear that puck down and towards that UNLV zone, so it's a fresh pair of 5 skaters for Arizona State.
UNLV picking that up off the draw. blowing the tires, ran. And now Evtimov can skate it back for Arizona State. UNLV changing on the fly. Evtimov, power move, pushes it to the front of the net. Wakeland forced to send that in the corner. Ben Chase now reverses, takes a tumble himself. And UNLV across the blue line, just offsides as ran. As we have a palindrome on the shot clock at the moment, partner. 26 for Arizona State, 62 for UNLV. And I believe that's the highest total in all the years that we've called games here that I've ever seen an opponent register against Arizona State.
Yeah, I might have to go back to the old Bronson Moore days to see a Arizona State netminder facing this many shots in one game.
One of the greats that we've seen for this program, Bronson Moore, still sporting a wonderful stash to this day. One of the best stashes I've seen in all my years. Del Monte sorting out behind his own end. Giving chases Kylie Ram. Newland now switches to the other side. UNLV forced to send it down the ice. But a heads-up play by Brodziak. First one there beats out the icing. Sun Devils back in the offensive zone. Newland drops it to Kylie Ram. Ram can't handle it. Olsen all by himself at his own end. A quick little pass up, heads up play. Newland in the middle of the ice, but Aldi whacking away at it. And UNLV goes for another clearance. That will go on net, no icing, and Glenn just forced to cover it.
Unfortunate for Nick Benaldi as he was jumping into that play late. He had a look at a one-timer, but just got his stick lifted as he was about to come in for the shot. And now Arizona State is only 6:35 remaining in this third period. We're going to have to keep working hard and try to keep applying the pressure towards the Rebels.
Saucer pass down low. The assistant captain, Kyle Quinn, his shot just wide of the net, and the puck all the way down now to Wakeland. The active puck-moving goaltender, if you will. Leaving it for his defense. Kyle Quinn takes a big check. King on it now for Arizona State. Sun Devils turnover in the offensive end. Palmer at the point. Finds Evtimov. His wrist shot through traffic goes just wide. At the point, Evtimov keeps it alive. Thrown back on. Wakeland sticks it away into the corner. Rebels reverse it to the other side of the ice. Not able to clear. Kept in by Palmer. Extended zone time for the Sun Devils. Can they do anything with it? Unfortunately, that pass not going for Descharmes. As Descharmes back behind the play, lays a check. And Wyatt Palmer skates it ahead. Offsides to the Sun Devils.
I'll have to say this again. Jake King might be the best game we've seen in his young Sun Devil career coming into the year as a sophomore. It seems to be that he's just finding the puck every time he's out there on the ice, making something happen, creating a turnover, getting the puck towards the net. And that's somebody I'm going to expect to see head coach Austin Klein keep throwing out there again and again as the Sun Devils try to climb back into this game.
Certainly hard not to put him out there with the effort he's put in this weekend. Meanwhile, UNLV bringing it in, maybe a 2-on-1. A sprawling Cade Olsen breaks up that pass across the middle, and the Sun Devils back the other way with speed. Gross, backhand, forehand. Wakeland can't find it. Marchand now steps in from the point, walks the line. He'll go down low. That pass a little hot. Arizona State settles it back down, and just as Marchand was picking his head up to get the shot off, the puck squirts over his stick. Right back at it, however, are the Sun Devils. Gross trying to walk the defense. Nothing there. Butler claps one on net. Wakeland, a cheeky play by him to cover it and then release his glove off the puck to eat a couple of seconds. A bit of a dangerous play, however, as the Sun Devils come in late trying to pick up that quote-unquote loose puck, and the referee's now having to sort out a little bit of an altercation in the corner.
I think the referee back at center ice had a better look at that scrum as that goaltender for UNLV, Wakeland, was going to freeze it, and it looks to be a UNLV penalty to the defenseman Dylan Kuntz.
And Arizona State, in fact, will go on the power play This is exactly what the doctor ordered, Brett, and inside of these final 5 minutes, I don't think it's crazy to say that this power play is the most important moment of the night for the Sun Devils.
It is in that first power play unit with Arizona State running 3 defensemen out there is going to be exercised again with Robinson taking the face off.
UNLV bench getting loud, cheering on their penalty killing group, and they're able to get a clear right out of the gate. Evtimov past 1 forechecker. He'll swing it over to Robinson. Robinson gains entry. His pass wayward off the deflection from Del Monte. And that goes into the stands. A souvenir for a lucky fan. Wakeland so far has been phenomenal early in the season for the Rebels. Played part in a shutout against Oregon last week. And so far tonight, only giving up 1 as the Sun Devils look to get something going on the power play. The puck bouncing around. Arizona State elects to send it down low. Olsen. Marchand works it back up to Evtimov. He'll stand, throw one towards the net. That goes just wide. Robinson on it. Back up to Evtimov. He'll fake the shot, go down low. Back over to Marchand. Marchand doesn't like what he sees. Feeds it across to Robinson. That shot blocked away by a Rebel forward. Brodziak laying it all on the line. Robinson, middle of the ice, across to Marchand. Marchand delays, shoots, and that blocked away once again.
Wakeland might have even used something I see usually in the gym, a shoulder shrug to keep that puck out as Marchand was waiting and waiting to try to find a shooting lane, and he just whistled that one off of Wakeland and out of play.
And folks, I can confirm Brett is in fact a frequenter of many gyms out here I've seen him at. He is quite the specimen, not only an honorary doctorate, but a health consigliere, if you will. As the Rebels get a clearance, Glenn comes way out to play it. A heads-up play by him. Arizona State maybe a chance to break it back in. Gross across the line. On his backhand, has a stick lifted. He finds a way, however, gets it to Benaldi. Back up to the point. Palmer, not in his wheelhouse, sends it back to Benaldi. Fake shot, pass over to Gross. And they had the goaltender moving laterally, but he couldn't settle the puck. Benaldi back on it. Toe drag shot. They score! Benaldi finds a way to get that shot through. And the Sun Devils back within 1.
Sun Devils with the second unit out here. Nick Benaldi getting his first goal. Freshman coming into this year. And it was great puck movement. First by that first unit we saw, and then they went out for the change. Second unit came on. Same thing. They worked it from side to side. That really spread out those Rebel penalty killers. And first it was a pass over to Gross. He couldn't handle it in that corner, but they worked it over again to Benaldi. This time he elects to keep the puck. Drags it enough to get a partial screen against the goaltender Wakeland, and he risked that one in.
And a huge goal. As we mentioned a few minutes ago, this power play for Arizona State, that they just had an key moment in this game, and they execute when they need to most. A hard check at center ice. Benaldi exchanging pleasantries with Tristan Rand. Palmer steps up, knocks that puck out of his own end. 3 minutes left here in the third. Sun Devils chasing this game, trying to find a way against number 3 UNLV. Parolo able to step in at the blue line, keep that puck alive after a near dangerous turnover from Evtimov. Evtimov sends it down the ice. A little brother-brother play, and icing waved off. Fresh players off the bench for Arizona State. Kennedy, he'll drop it to Marchand. Marchand over to Evtimov. And a penalty coming here to Arizona State. And Brett, that is a big, big error. Hard to overstate how key that is, as it looked like Ben Chase back behind the play, just whacking the stick of Preston Brodziak up into the stands.
real tough one to take with only 2:20 remaining. Arizona State's going to be shorthanded for virtually the entirety of this hockey game. And with Ben Chase taking that one, again, he's one of those savvier players on the Arizona State roster. Definitely normally don't see him taking a penalty, especially behind the play when he really had no effect on Arizona State attacking the other side of the ice. And now UNLV is taking a timeout because they know if they can put one home on the man advantage, they can put this game to bed.
And the way UNLV has been moving the puck, moving their feet tonight, you have to imagine the name of the game for them right now is simply possession. If they can keep possession of this puck, keep Arizona State at bay, they will certainly be in a good spot. I would expect UNLV is not going to force this puck to the net, Brett, but rather look for a good opportunity, and if it's not there, just keep moving it around.
It will be, and you might even see Arizona State possibly pull the goaltender, depending on if they can get enough offensive zone pressure going on this penalty kill.
Marchant up at the point for the Sun Devil penalty kill. That shot through traffic. Glenn makes the save. Marchant off the half wall, almost got in behind the defense, as the Sun Devils are going to have to cheat a little bit here if they want to get an opportunity shorthanded. Kennedy in behind the defense. Sharp angle shot, saved by Wakeland. Kennedy, a no-look pass. He thought Marchand was walking in from the point. The lengthy defenseman for Arizona State, instead, however, deciding to stay home. Probably a smart play with still 2 minutes left. And the Rebels back on it. Gallant drops it down low. No-look touch pass, broken up by Evtimov. And Quast all by himself. He's been on the ice for nearly 60 seconds now. All alone on the forecheck as Arizona State changes behind the play. Maybe a turnover. King on it down low. Coming in to seal the wall is Band. Still on it, King forcing his way to the front of the net. His shot wouldn't go. Robinson chips it over to King. King walking it in the middle of the ice. No-look shot through traffic. Wakeland makes the save. And the referee blows the whistle as Wakeland was sprinting out trying to throw that on the ice.
Might have to call Jay King the boogeyman. He reappears again. And what do you know? He was able to cause some commotion in the UNLV zone. Ended up getting a shot off of it as well. Good couple of chances for Arizona State. 47 seconds remain on this penalty they have to kill off.
Minute 14 left in the game. Glenn still in the net for Arizona State. Austin Klein, the head coach, electing not to pull him just yet. UNLV breaking it out. 60 seconds left. Nagra over to the wing. Rand walks it in, shoots, and he scores! Tristan Rand with a wicked wrister. And that's the insurance marker UNLV was looking for. It's 4-2 Rebels.
A CNI shot from Rand. There was maybe just enough space you could fit a quarter through, and he somehow fit that puck above the right shoulder of the goaltender Glenn. And tough for Arizona State. They were hanging in this whole game, and with that unfortunate penalty that they had to kill off, they were playing shorthanded, and UNLV ended up making them pay.
And just a tough final few minutes for Arizona State. Hopes were high after that goal to cut the lead down to 1. And then a poor penalty from Ben Chase puts them on the back foot. UNLV have looked great tonight. No surprise they were able to execute. And Arizona State not electing to pull Nathaniel Glenn here as the final 30 seconds continue to tick away. Arizona State touches up the puck. Another penalty coming here as frustration starting to boil over.
Yes, and the referee is just trying to keep this game in check as we only have 24 seconds remaining before this weekend series between Arizona State and UNLV is over.
Number 6, Dominic Evtimov, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Evtimov 2 for cross-checking, time penalty, 24 seconds remaining in the third period.
Brodziak leans in for the Rebels, gets another face-off victory. Certainly something key tonight for UNLV among many areas of their game has been the face-off circle. As Wyatt walks that one in, shoots, it's deflected, and UNLV, for the second period in a row, nets a goal with 10 seconds remaining. And as they go up 5-2, Brett, hard to not already start looking back at what could have been for Arizona State, especially with an eye towards the rankings with these late goals at the end of the period.
Great point. The way these rankings work in the ACHA, it goes through the computer. One of the things they look at is goal difference, which is a question you might be asking, why UNLV is still trying to attack even with a 2-goal lead. They add another here late, and that's one of the reasons why all comes down to those rankings in order to qualify for the national tournament.
And the final buzzer will sound here in Tempe, Arizona. The UNLV players skate off to congratulate Doug Wakeland on a great performance. Arizona State somberly comes over to pat Nathaniel Glenn on the shoulder as he faced a near insurmountable amount of rubber this weekend.
And when you look at this weekend coming into it, it was going to be one of those benchmark games to see where this Arizona State team, a lot of new players coming into the program this year, of where they ranked against the best in all the ACHA. And I think they showed themselves to be able to compete, especially in this top 25, top 5 level, top 3 level in this case with UNLV. And it's something that this team can hang their hat on as they progress through the rest of the season.
Both teams now going through the handshake line. Love to see the sportsmanship. Head coach is shaking hands as well. As Arizona State salutes the fans still in attendance here. A great performance from them. We heard a lot of cowbell this weekend. And Brett, unfortunately for Arizona State, they will skate off the ice. A little disenchanted with the way this one ended tonight. But nonetheless, overall, a successful weekend, I think, in the eyes of many folks here with the program.
Oh, absolutely. And again, it's still young for Arizona State in this season. This is their 5th and 6th games, respectively, this weekend. And it was going to be a tough series. If you want to go far in the ACHA, especially if you want to make a run towards a national tournament, it's not going to be easy. And I think, especially this game tonight, UNLV really brought that intensity, that national championship pedigree intensity that we know they have as a program. And it's something that when you walk away from with Arizona State, you got to experience some of that taste, being in the battle with your line mates, your teammates out there. And this can only help their confidence moving forward of being able to know that, hey, that guy next to me on the bench to the left of me, to the right of me, has my back, and I can go into battle with them against any team in the ACHA, and we can come out as victors.
And overall, a good weekend for Arizona State. UNLV bouncing back big tonight. Brett, there were a lot of guys you could look at tonight, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's your player of the game for tonight's contest?
Honorable mention for me, again, is going to be Jay King, a guy that's one of those depth guys. And I think after this game, the coaching staff for Arizona State is going to look back on and see that this guy's really taking his game to another level this year. Great job for him, always around the ice, making something happen for the Sun Devils. But my player of the game tonight, it's going to be the goaltender, Nathaniel Glenn. 67 shots on goal. That's something that you might not even see in 2 games, let alone 1 game. And he was a guy that really stood on his head, allowing Arizona State to have a chance tonight.
Nathaniel Glenn showing up both nights for the Sun Devils big time. However, UNLV just able to get the best of him tonight. We thank you folks so much for tuning in tonight and this weekend and all season as we bring you exciting Division I hockey here in the ACHA level. But I'd also like to thank a few special people who make this broadcast possible each and every night. Our statistician tonight was Elena Vaughn. Our quality control engineer was Johnny V. Our director back at Network Central was the one and only Doc Cooper. And our producer extraordinaire, the one, the only, Dr. Ben Smith. On behalf of my partner, Brett Vaughn, I am Niall Cooper, reminding you one final time of the score tonight. Visiting UNLV 5, the Arizona State Sun Devils 2. We'll see you next time for more exciting action here on ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube.